Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Welcome back to another rendition of Maurice's Nubian romance novels. And so tonight we are going to read the conclusion of Angel Fa, chapter 25. We are also going to share the person who is going to be receiving the personally autographed copy of Angel File because this person had the most shares, and also letting you know what the next book is going to be and why. And I've had some DMs I'd like to go ahead and share and discuss afterward and give you a little synopsis of my other 4 novels. So thank you so much for tuning in this evening. And we are going to go ahead and get right into chapter 25 of Angel Fall. Hey Joyce, thank you for coming. Best singer in the whole wide world. She can holler. I'm probably one of her biggest fans. Whew. Don't you put your filthy hands on me, boy! Abednego demanded as he swung at Dathan, backing him up. I thought you were still cowering in hell with your little nymphs, repairing your wings. Now remember in the previous chapter, Malik was feeling an unction stirring inside of him that took him down to his knees. Remember, he started hearing things going on above his head that made him wonder what was going on. Remember, he began thinking about footprints in the sand and wondering, could God really have been carrying him all those years? And so this is where we pick back up on. Cowering. Let me tell you something about cowering, old man. I don't have to hide in hell from you. And thanks to you, I have 2 new wings, bigger and better than ever before, Dathan said, swinging his sword. And why shouldn't I touch him? Huh, Abednego? Why shouldn't I touch Malik? Just because he's your son? Is that why you think I ought not lay hands on him? That's even all the more reason I want him. Move out of my way, Abednego. You're not gonna get him back. You may have saved Natasha, but this one, your son, he's mine. He's only one step away, Abednego, from coming to live with me for all eternity. The noise looming above Malik's head grew louder. He thought he was losing his mind. I said, get away from my boy, Abednego demanded again as he struck Dathan across the face with his fist. Dathan flew backward, but he recovered quickly. Why are you trying to take care of your boy now? You popped his mama when she was a virgin and you didn't look back. What was her name, huh? Valeria? Oh, yeah, that's her name. You knew she was pregnant with your seed, but you kept right on moving, didn't you? You think just because you found and adopted that boy when he was 15 years old, that makes everything all right? You wasn't even man enough to tell him you were his natural born daddy. Well, I'm here to tell you, you ain't got no claim to this boy, because all those years you were gone, Abednego, all those years you were out of your boy's life, I had plenty of time to work on him. And guess what? I've done such a good job of working on him, Abednego, that he hates your master like nobody's business. Dathan said with venom as he charged toward Abednego. Abednego and Dathan were locked together. Each one had a strong grip on the other's throat. Dathan kneed Abednego in the groin, and it sent him to his knees. Dathan stood over him. Ask yourself this, Abednego. Ask yourself this. Why did your master assign you to your own son when he knows I'm going to kill Malik? What kind of father would do that? Huh? Your master, that's who. He already authorized it. If he loves you so much, Abednego, why would he want you to see me kill your son? But that's your master, Abednego, the one you pray to on your knees all the time. And believe me when I tell you, Abednego, I'm going to strike your boy down. And I'm going to get that Natasha too. Oh yeah, I'm going to get her. I'm going to maim her worse than Job ever was. Then we'll all see where her faith lies. I bet she rebukes your God so quick, it'll make his head spin. Dathan stomped repeatedly and began to bang on his chest. Abednego grabbed Dathan's foot and sunk his teeth deep into the flesh, past the bone. Dathan howled in pain. Dathan grabbed his aching foot while trying to keep his balance with the other. Abednego rolled from underneath him and grabbed his sword. He stood tall and spit the pieces of Dathan's flesh out of his mouth. Abednego raised his sword and held it tight with both hands. Just as he was about to come down on Dathan's head to chop it off, he felt something piercing his back. He looked down and saw a black and silver sword decorated with red flames of fire coming through his stomach. Abednego dropped his sword and slumped to his knees. He looked up and saw Abyss, the demon in charge of the bottomless pits of souls hovering above him. Abednego looked at Abyss with shock. His eyes were wide, with piercing red flames of fire dancing in them. His face resembled a wild boar with protruding sharp horns on both sides of his mouth. His skin had no particular color. Abednego could see right through him, yet his skin resembled a thinning leather as it attached itself to a pair of huge wings. To Abednego, he resembled a large, hideous, hairless bat. Abednego's eyes roamed over Abyss's body. He couldn't believe the way his veins pulsated violently through his body. Further, Abednego could swear his blood had a life all of its own because it seemed to slither through his veins. He could actually see it moving. He looked at his wings and saw the worms and leeches that had attached themselves inside of them. He knew Abyss used them as weapons. Abednego had heard about Abyss ever since he had become a warrior for the Lord, but he had never, ever come up against him. He knew that every demon, even in hell, was terrified of Abyss. Now he understood why. As he looked at his thick worm-like hair, Abednego thought how beautiful Medusa was in comparison. That's some type of ugly, y'all. Some type of ugly. Abyss was as ugly as sin. He never ever wanted his eyes to rest upon the sight of him again. So, this is you. I've been wanting you for a long, long time, Abednego. Abyss hissed, taking his sword midway out of Abednego's back and ramming it back inside of him again with force. Abednego closed his eyes because of the pain, but he never uttered a sound. Deep in his heart, he knew he served an on-time God. He just waited patiently for him to come. He pressed through the pain. I've heard a lot about you over time, and now I finally get to see you, meet you. You ain't much of nothing, he hissed in Abednego's ear. Psst, Abednego, you ain't much of nothing. Would you stop all that talking and cover his mouth before he calls that name? That name! Hurry up! Stop talking! Dathan said, rising to his feet. Cover his mouth! Abyss lowered himself and put his clawed hand over Abednego's mouth. Abednego couldn't move. He watched helplessly as Dathan limped toward Malik, raising his sword. Yeah. What do you think about your God now, Abednego? Your boy has rebuked him. You remember that? You watched him do it. Malik is coming to join us today. Oh, but yeah, he is. He's coming today. And you get to watch up close and personal. Yeah. And guess what? After he's dead, I'm going to take you out next. I hate you, Abednego. I hate everything you ever represent. Abyss hissed. Abednego looked at his son on his knees, crying helplessly. He watched Malik cover his head with his arms as he heard the footsteps of gloom and doom coming closer and closer toward him. Dathan swung a mighty blow across Malik's chest. Malik grabbed his chest and curled over onto the floor. Dathan smiled as Malik wreathed and rolled on the floor in agony. Ha ha! Say goodbye to your boy, Abednego. He's coming home to Papa, Dathan said with glee as he raised his sword above Malik to deliver his final blow. Ha ha! Not this day, Michael. Woo! Michael, the archangel, roared, thrusting Dathan in the back with his mighty sword. Y'all know who Michael is. Yes. Ow! God said Michael. Dathan's mind was reeling. He never saw or heard Michael descend from heaven. Suddenly, Dathan felt a burning sensation radiating throughout his body. He closed his eyes and howled in agonizing pain. The pain was so intense he couldn't even describe it. The only thing that came to his mind was that God himself had struck him in the back with his own finger. Dathan dropped his sword and grabbed the sword that was exiting through his stomach. He turned it loose because his hands burned from the touch. Dathan opened his eyes and saw Michael standing before him. Michael reminded him of a younger version of Abednego. Dathan looked in Michael's dark brown piercing eyes and shook violently as he saw the Holy Ghost staring back at him. Abyss turned around and saw two angels aiming their bows and arrows at him with determined looks on their faces as they flew in haste towards him. I'll kill him! I'll kill him! You better call them off, Michael! I'll kill him, Abyss screamed as he pulled his sword out of Abednego's back and held it at his throat. I'll cut his head clean off his body if you move an inch near me, he hissed through clenched teeth as he grabbed a handful of Abednego's locks. Abyss drew back his sword. Abednego could feel his locks being pulled from the root, but he didn't move. I mean it! Michael looked at Abyss. Ha! Y'all, tell it to Jesus! Ha ha! Michael yelled back at Abyss as he lifted Dathan off of his feet with his sword still in his back and tossed him into the atmosphere. At the sound of Jesus' name, Abyss shook violently. Suddenly, he felt piercings randomly hitting his body. Abyss turned Abednego loose and tried to retreat back to hell, but he was met by the two angels that had accompanied Michael from heaven. Where you think you going, boy? David asked, landing on his feet. David. Y'all know David now. You know he was a man of war. David. David stood boldly before Abyss and crossed his arms over his chest. Though he was small in stature, his body was strong and muscular. Abyss looked at David's wings with envy. They were pure as snow with speckles of silver and gold that seemed to be winking brightly at him. Abyss closed his eyes and opened them again. He would have given anything to have had a pair of wings as splendid as those. Abyss looked at David's smooth skin. He could almost taste it because it reminded him of molasses. He looked at David's thick, curly, wide hair sitting upon his head like a halo, and without realizing it, touched his own worm-like hair. Get away from me, David! Get away! Zebedee landed on the opposite side of Abyss and looked at him. He wondered how in the world anything as ugly as Abyss could ever exist. Then he thought about sin and realized why Abyss was so hideous. Nah, boy. You ain't going nowhere. You don't mess with my boy. Zebedee pushed Abyss away from Abednego with his equally splendid pair of wings. His touch scorched Abyss's upper arm, causing him to howl with pain. Who this? Who this right here? Don't you put your wings on me. I don't know you. Don't you put no wings on me. I don't recognize you. You not down in the books. Who is this, David? Abyss demanded to know. This ain't right. I'm supposed to know. Who is this? Abyss looked at Zebedee from head to toe. He hated looking at angels from heaven because they were all so beautiful. Zebedee's caramel brown complexion was flawless. His hair resembled wide sheep wool that cascaded down his back and blended into his wings. Abyss noticed that Zebedee and David were the same size and stature, but the fire in Zebedee's eyes made him more dangerous than David. I'm Zebedee. I'm James and John's earthly daddy, Zebedee said, standing boldly before Abyss. Abyss lowered his head and closed his eyes. He concentrated on Zebedee's name and mentally located in the Bible. Abyss looked up and grunted. Zebedee. You ain't nobody. Your name was only mentioned once, made it twice in the Bible. You ain't nothing in the scheme of things. Get away from me. Get away! That's all right, Abyss. Don't matter how many times my name was or wasn't mentioned in the Bible, boy. I only need one opportunity to get rid of you. And guess what? I'm taking it now. You out. Zebedee said, drawing back on his bow and releasing his arrow. Zebedee's arrow pierced through Abyss's forehead with accuracy and exited through the back of his head. David watched Abyss fall backward with his eyes wide open. When his body hit the ground, it disintegrated into black ashes, leaving a stench in the air that almost turned all their stomachs. David looked at Zebedee. This mo joker. Then looked at Abyss. He looked at Zebedee again. And then he looked at Abyss. He was turning to ash. He looked at Zebedee again and shook his head with disapproval. Zebedee! Didn't I tell you on the way down here don't kill him? Didn't I? Man, Zebedee moaned. See, man, this is what happens when things are not done in order. Now, we're not going to know who's getting ready to replace him. If you had just held your temper for a minute longer, I would know. But no! There you go. You have to always do things your way. I'm about tired of you jumping the gun on me, Zebedee. You make our tasks harder than they need to be. David said, pointing his index finger at him. Look, yo, man, how was you gonna know anyway? See, that's why you still a rookie, Zebedee. That's why you still a rookie. Satan has to go to God for permission, boy. He gotta go to God. Don't you know that by now? That they all have to get permission to do anything in the earth? Once he told God, the word would have drifted down to us. Now, because of you, the devil don't have to ask permission to replace Abyss or Dathan. Because of you. Now, he can come up with someone stronger than us and defeat us. When God gives him permission to do something, Zebedee, he matches the devil's force with his own. And now you done gone and messed all that up. I'm so sick and tired of you. I am sick and tired of you. I swear I don't know why God put me with you. Zebedee closed his eyes and bit his lower lip. He was disgusted with himself. Damn. See? And there you go with that doggone cussing again. I can't stand to hear that filth coming out of your mouth. You bringing damnation on me and you every time you cuss. Every time. I declare I don't know why God teamed me up with you. I just don't understand it. I must have done something wrong and I don't know about it. I mean, can somebody tell a brother what I did? God, what I do? Yo, what I do, God? Yo, Michael! Yo! Michael asked David what he wanted without turning around. He wanted to see just how many millenniums he had tossed Dathan, so he would know just when to expect him again, if at all. Mike! Yo, Mike, look, man, look! David said, pointing at Abyss's ashes. Michael still didn't turn around. He was fascinated with the strength that God had blessed him with. Zebedee, what you done? Michael asked, smiling, as he saw Dathan's body still flying through the air, passing millennium after millennium. Yo, man, Zebedee moaned. It'll be all right. Michael said, flapping his wings to clear the air from Abyss's stench. Michael smiled wide, and then his eyes twinkled with delight as he saw Dathan's body ignite into flames as it left the spiritual dimension and fell into the pit of eternal damned souls. He's gone! Would you look at that? Michael began strutting around and flapping his wings. He was elated that he was the one God had chosen to get rid of Dathan once and for all. Michael looked up to the sky and shouted, "Blessed be the name of the Lord! Hallelujah! Yes, sir! God! Woo! That's what I'm talking about, Zebedee said, standing behind Michael. Michael turned his attention on Zebedee once he saw the hole in the atmosphere close up. Michael finally looked down at Abyss's ashes. Mm, mm. Zebedee, why are you so disobedient? You too eager to do battle. And on top of that, Zeb, you careless and without thought when you fight. That's dangerous for you and your partner. Very dangerous. You should never be eager to fight. Yo, that's what I've been trying to tell him, Michael. But he refuses to listen to me. And another thing, he's always cussing. That filth just spews out of his mouth. David is right, Zeb. Now, the devil doesn't have to play by the rules. He don't have to go to God and ask permission for Abyss's replacement. Zebedee lowered his head. But God is God. And he already knew, of course, that you were going to jump the gun. So he has a plan. That's why he's God. He's always got the master plan. And he told me about it before we left heaven. Zebedee looked up at Michael with hopeful eyes. Yeah, he did. Though you messed up, it's true. It's true, Zeb. However, God, he's a good God. And he still blesses us even in our mess every time. So listen up. This is how it's going to go. Now, I need you to think, Zeb. Since I tossed David back into the pits of hell, tell me, Zebedee, what do you think happens next? What do you think? Zebedee looked up in the sky and tried to remember the rules. No, that's not it. No. Oh, yeah. Since you tossed him back into hell, that means the next one in line will take over. Yeah. That's right. The next one in line. Well, that's obvious. Who might that be? That's what I want to know. Who is it? Gehenna! You sound like you're not sure. Zebedee. Michael raised his eyebrow and folded his arms across his chest. No. I'm sure. It's Gehenna. Gehenna is going to replace Abyss. Translate, Michael said, listening intently. It's a Greek word that means hell in the New Testament. Originally, it was a valley outside of Jerusalem used in ancient times as the place of worship for idol gods. Folk tossed refuge, dead animals, and unburied criminals there. The fires were kept burning to consume the refuge and to reduce the odor. Thus, it came to be called the Gehenna of fire. In the New Testament, the term means the place of final punishment of the wicked. Michael and David looked at one another. What you looking at each other like that for? I ain't stupid. I just don't think sometimes. Yeah, well. I wish you would think all the time. It sure would help me out, David informed him. So, now we know who we gotta watch out for. Gehenna. Look, we going back up. I'll see you later. Yo, David, let me holler at you for a minute, bro. While David and Michael spoke, Zebedee went to comfort Abednego. Yeah, what's up? What's up, man? You know God isn't punishing you, right? Oh, man, I know he ain't punishing me. I know. It's just that man, Zebedee, man, he makes me so mad sometimes. Mike, I mean, we always got to go through extra drama. If he would just stop and listen and think and stop acting out of emotion, man, we wouldn't have to go through none of this stuff. Man, I was better off when I was by myself, fighting solo. Man, I killed legions by myself. I ain't need no help. But then God gives me Zebedee, and he done jacked me up. Yeah, I hear you. But you gotta teach him, David. Yeah, he older than you. But you've been a warrior much longer than him. Michael, man, I know. But I keep asking God to give me patience with this mojoker. But it seems like the more I pray for patience with him, the more out of control he gets. I declare. Michael began laughing. What? What's funny? I mean, did I say something funny? I don't think I said nothing funny. I'm offended. You laughing at me, man. I don't find nothing funny. Man, you just answered your own question. You just said that you've been praying for patience to God about Zeb, man. And what's your point? That's why you keep going through drama, man. God is answering your prayers. You keep going through all this stuff so you can learn to have patience with him. You got to learn how to get a hold of your own emotions when it comes to him acting out. You got to learn to stop being so reactionary every time that mojoker do something. He who he is. He's Zebedee, man. You David. He was the king. David hit his forehead with the palm of his hand. It had hit him like a ton of bricks. Yes, he had been praying to God for patience. And it seemed since the day he put forth that first prayer, he had been tested every single time. Oh, man, don't tell me this, David groaned. Michael shook his head, yes. Oh, man, please don't tell me I done brought all this misery all on myself. Again, Michael shook his head, yes. I have to tell you, God has a funny sense of humor. Well, now I know what I won't pray for anymore. I guess I better pray for some understanding on how to deal with him. Get some Holy Ghost revelation. That's what I need to be praying for. Now you on the right path, my friend, Michael said, patting David gently on the shoulder. David was outdone with himself. Come on, Zeb, let's go, David said, feeling some of his frustration with his friend subsiding. Hey, y'all, thanks for the backup, Michael said, giving him a pound. Yo, no problem, they said in unison. David and Zebedee looked at one another and smiled. They began flapping their wings and rose slowly off the ground. Yo, Michael, man. Yeah, Zebedee, Michael said, looking at Abednego still on his knees. Yo, when can I get a sword? Ain't you in charge of them? This bow and arrow thing, man, it's for the birds. I want a sword, man, like you. I want a sword, man. David hit him with his wings, and Zebedee went sailing through the air. Man, listen to you. You want a sword. You can't even handle the responsibility of a bow and arrow. Imagine if you had a sword. You'd be flying around chopping off everybody's head. You want a sword. Man, the things come out of your mouth. Be quiet. Yo, Mike, later. Later, Mike said, shaking his head. Michael walked over to Abednego, put one hand on his shoulder and the other hand on his wound. Abednego felt his body fill with compassion. Hey, Abednego, man, you all right? Michael asked as he squatted in front of him. Abednego raised his head slowly. I'm getting too old for this, son, he said, shaking his head. They caught me off guard, son. I didn't even feel abyss coming up from hell. Gosh. That was an ugly sight. I wish I could have kept the wings I had when I fought for Natasha, man. Them was the best wings I ever had. I know what you mean. I had a pair of them, almost just like them when I went into battle for Joshua Jones. But God took them back after we won the war. You know he equips us with the armor we need. Then after it's all over, we go back to our normal wings, man. Yeah, I know, Michael. But those were the most splendid wings I've ever had. I know, they are awesome. Come on. Let me help you up. Abednego struggled to his feet. His knees buckled, but Michael caught him in his arms. I got you, Abednego. Lean on me. I got you. Michael began flapping his wings. Slowly, he and Abednego rose off the ground. Wait, son. Is he all right? Michael looked over. Yeah, he all right. Come on, I got to get you to the healing station. Son, Michael, put me down. Son. I got to see for myself. Michael lowered Abednego to the ground near Malik. Abednego leaned over and looked at him. He was unconscious, but Abednego could see that he was still breathing. Michael, I want you to do me a favor. Sure, Abednego, if I can. I want you to watch his back for me until I can come back to get it. Huh? Watch his back? Yo, man, somebody else can do that. I got bigger and better battles to fight. Would you just do this one thing for me, please? Just until I'm healed. Why? What's so special about him? Michael asked, looking Abednego square in the eye. Abednego closed his eyes from the pain and grabbed his stomach. Yo, we're going to talk about this later. Come on, I need to get you home. No, Michael, I need your word. Yeah, all right, I'll do it. Now come on, let's get you to the healing station. Michael picked Abednego up in his arms and flapped his wings repeatedly. As they ascended toward heaven, Michael looked back and saw a woman sitting beside Malik. For an instant, he thought that she was the angel of mercy because her beauty was soft and radiating. But he knew she was on another mission because he had accompanied her there. He looked at Abednego to ask if he knew who the woman was, but Abednego was unconscious in his arms. Michael watched the woman pick Malik's torso up in her arms and cradled him. He saw her body shake with sadness as her tears fell upon his face. Mm, mm, mm. That must be his mother, Michael told himself. Wonder is she in heaven? Wonder why I ain't never seen her. She looked like the Holy Ghost on her. Michael smiled as he heard the trumpet signaling his victorious return. He smiled even brighter as the white clouds moved aside for his entrance into the pearly gates of heaven. As he entered the gates, Michael felt himself being rejuvenated, being cleansed. Abednego began to stir in his arms. The healing station team flew down swiftly and held their arms out, beckoning for Michael to deliver Abednego unto them. Michael placed Abednego gently in their loving care. The other angels came to his side and congratulated him for defeating David. Michael strutted around the grounds of heaven, flapping his wings and describing the defeat. Once he finished his story, he heard God calling his name. Now, mind you, the voice of God to me, sound like James Earl Jones. That mojoker right there got the voice of voice. He the voice of God. So, when you hear God talking, think of James Earl Jones' voice. Michael. God called with a deep, resounding voice. Immediately, all of the angels dropped to their knees and bowed their heads, giving God the utmost respect. Yes, Father God, congratulations, my son. Thank you, Father God. It is only through your divine intervention that I am victorious for you. God laughed heartedly. He loved the way Michael adored him. Come on, son. Meet me in the garden beside the waterfall of rejuvenation. I have another assignment for you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the conclusion of Angel Fire. Woo! Yes! Wonder what that assignment could be. All my books have sequels. Yes. So what's up with Malik? Who is he really? Who was his mama really? Who is his daddy really? Did you catch how Michael had to do battle for Joshua Jones? Remember, a few chapters earlier, Joshua said before he got saved, he heard that same battle. When Joshua was a little boy, he heard that same battle. Yeah. All that is in Malachi and Angel Fire too. Yes, yes. So let's get with excuse me. So the winner of the personally autographed copy of Angel Fire goes to Dominique Hewitt David. Thank you, Dominica. Are you on here? I need to put my glasses on so I can see. Hey, Nuki. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Darian. Thank you so much for coming. let's see. Woo! Yes, thank you so much. Hey, Stacy, thank you so much for coming. Yes, and Tamika Jones Walden, thank you for coming. And here we have on another beautiful necklace from Stacy Chapman Reagan. Yes, beautiful. And so Dominica has 11 shares, and then those shares shared. So she had multiple shares. And I just want to say thank you, Dominica. I will have your personally autographed copy because you didn't have to help promote Nubian romance novels, but you did. And I really do appreciate all of your support. Make sure you DM me, Dominica, so I can meet you at social distance and give you your book. You did some work for putting this out here. Thank you so much. So this is your copy. And I would also like to talk about those who have DM'd me and asked if I indeed did book clubs. And yes, I do. I was sharing with you all at the last reading on Saturday that I used to do them personally, but then, I was in graduate school earning my PhD at the time, and I couldn't do both. So I put my books down right when they were picking up, and I was traveling and doing radio shows and even on the news to talk about my romance novels on News 2. My dissertation committee members said, look, you can't do both. Which one you gonna do? Well, I always wanted to be Dr. Dick, and I am Dr. Dick. Ain't that a wonderful last name with these romance novels? Okay, getting off track. Anyway, so the books that are going to be read for the book clubs, because those books are a little more spicy. So this is Cousins. Wonderful. You see that brother right there? Oh my God, today. Woo! Ow! He got so much going on. So Melanda is divorced, and she been praying to God for a husband and a father for her son. And this preacher man comes into her life. And oh my goodness, when I tell you this is juicy, which is why it's so juicy that I don't want to read it to the public. This is for book club members only. Juicy. Then we have Deja Vu Desires. Juicy. Davina is a virgin, 25 years old. She is tired of holding on. And she taking her mama through therapy. Davina has a wonderful imagination. And so she's not quite sure if she has indeed imagined this wonderful brother in her dreams. Is he a figment of her imagination, or is he real? Does she maintain her virtue? What goes on? Is it really happening in real life, or is it all taking place in her mind? This is juicy, too juicy just to be read now. Book club material only. And then we have letters. Oh my God. This brother in here, his name is Moses. Moses has been praying to God for a while. Oh, Moses. Ow! Just by his name alone, you know Moses is wonderful. He's wonderful. When he meets the woman of his dream, Oh, the scenes, juicy. Only book club reads can get the juice. So, because these three letters, Deja Vu Desires, and Cousins, are not leaving so much to the imagination as Angel Fire did. That's why those need to be and are going to only be read to book club members. And so the person or people, if you are already in a book club, DM me, contact me, and we can make those arrangements. Whichever book you would like for me to read to you, then the book club leader will receive the personally autographed copy for free from me. And if you local, distance, I'll bring the book to you. If not, I'll mail it to you. And then you would make sure that your book club members go ahead and order the book. And you all can read that particular book with me. And I will give you my rendition of that particular book. And so also, I had someone DM me last night. And it was a gentleman. And he says to me, ma'am, your books are wonderful, but they are a little soft. And he put soft in quotes. I thought you said this was romance. So, this is romance, but it's African American contemporary Christian romance. It's Christian. This is not pornography. It leaves a little to the imagination. And even the other three books that are book clubs, they're far more detailed than Angel Fire, but they are certainly not pornography, sir. Though I'm sure I could write it, I just rather would not. So thank you for your comment. I hope I answered your question, why they are soft. It ain't even soft porn. Use your imagination. The imagination can take you places. And that's what these are for, to get you to be thinking. Yeah. And so our next book that I will begin reading tomorrow. Oh, this is my sister, Tanya. This is her favorite book, Them's Eve's Daughters. And so I'm going to read just a tad bit of the synopsis for you. Eve and Don Paul shared a forbidden love over 19 years ago in Mississippi. Through their children, Samantha and Blaine, they are reunited. Upon sight of one another, they reminisce of the love they once shared. A love, if reunited, could cause the downfall of both their futures. You see this white, you see this brother right here? You see Eve? You see that white boy up in that corner? You need to tune in, the white boy. Look at the baby. Look at the baby. In prayer for her family. You know God loves children. What Jesus said? Better to have a millstone around your neck than to mess with one of these. Wrong thing. One of these. This baby girl right here. Oh, she connected. She's so connected. She connected with the angels in here from Angel Fire. Ow! Tune in tomorrow at 7. And we are going to begin chapter 1 and chapter 2 of Them Z's Daughters. And I would like for you to please like and share. Again, the person with the most shares will receive their own copy of Them Z's Daughters, personally autographed copy. And I want you to please go to my YouTube channel, Nubian Romance Novels, and subscribe to that, please. And to continue sharing and liking my page and support by purchasing a book. Tell your friends to purchase a book. Start a book club of your own, or if you're in a book club, suggest Nubian romance novels. I really would appreciate it, because together we can take this whole thing to new heights. I want to thank you so much for coming. You didn't have to, but you did anyway. And I don't take any of you tuning in lightly. Now, do we have any questions? Hi, Tamika Jones Walden. Does anyone have a question they'd like to ask? Type it real quick. That's right, my niece Nubia, Rain Egypt. We are tasteful. Yes, ma'am. And yeah, my niece sells Thrive. Oh my God. Go to her Facebook page. Cause when I'm telling you, you want to lose some weight, you need to Thrive. DM Nubia. Rain Egypt. Yes, she can hook a brother or a sister up. Weight management, wonderful energy. Yes. Okay, so no questions. Thank you so much for the DMs. I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you all on tomorrow. Good night.